is a Rogers Sports presentation.
You're live inside the Civic Auditorium in Oshawa, where the visiting second-place Brampton Battalion will play the hometown Generals.
Well, Joel, our starting goaltenders tonight, who do we have in goal for the Generals?
Well, we've got a couple of starting goaltenders tonight. At the Generals' end of the ice will be Derek Dolson, who, I say this every game, he'll be getting the bulk of the workload this season for the Oshawa Generals. For the Brampton viewers, you know, you can get used to hearing that name. And at the other end, Scott Dellavedova will be starting for the Brampton Battalion. As we talked about, we would have expected to see David Chant in goal, but Dellavedova had a great game last night as the Brampton Battalion beat the Kingston Frontenacs 2-0, something that the Brampton fans were privy to up in Brampton. So certainly, if he's on a hot streak, Coach Stan Butler's a smart guy. We know that here in Oshawa. He's going to go with him.
Well, we want to welcome our viewers on Rogers Television in Brampton tonight. We hope you enjoy this game. So sit back, kick back, have a cool, and the game's underway. And Lane Chevrier has that puck inside the Oshawa zone, gets it out to the center, but cleared back up by the Battalion.
First time.
Generals, that puck that just comes out in front. A shot right on there. Dellavedova down, the puck lying loose in the crease. Goaltender down, the puck still lying loose. The Generals unable to get a good handle on that. And the Battalion clear the zone. Lane Chevrier doesn't find its mark. Chevrier has to clear the zone, and he blows the tire backwards as Rice comes in over the blue line. Good play by Ilya Demidov to get that stick down and block that pass over on a 2-on-1.
Great play by Demidov, and I like the recovery by Alain Chevrier as well. Right back up and after the other man.
A good hit there. Let's see who that is, number 10, Pasilico, and he wasn't in the lineup originally, Joel. Upton takes a bit of a hit from number 14, Chris Rowan. Maliko plays that puck deep into the zone there to pick it up and score on the far side. Number 26, Scott Thompson, on a shot that comes off the boards.
Boy, that one had to be tough for the goaltender, Derek Dolson. He's back in his net watching the puck wrap around the end board, certainly in no position for a shot. And as it came out front, Thompson with a great shot, and it actually ends up to be somewhat of a knuckle puck fluttering in at Derek Dolson, and he was already back in his net. Really didn't give himself a chance to make the stop on this one. Just a weird
I could be
bounce
wrong.
in front.
It may not have been 26. I'll have to get a look at the number here again. It is 26. I was right the first time.
Right place at the right time was Thompson. Going to the net is always a good idea.
Kazoris now with that puck on the far side, feeds it back into the corner out front. Oh, and a great save in there by Dellavedova. Side, Klesla, that shot unable to make it through, and Repnev, see if he can get a break here. He's held up a little bit, but Repnev in over the corner. Good work there, but Repnev able to get that shot away. Good work by the Brampton Battalion defenseman to get back, and Haviland to pick up that puck as Ralph takes him down with a good solid hit behind the net. Almost got caught with too many men on the ice, and the far side did the Battalion. Oh, a good play there in front by Lane Chevrier to break up that pass, but that shot by Torres goes wide of the net on the far side. A little bit of sloppy defensive play by the Generals inside their own blue line. His stick, and Demidov out there doing good work again. Demidov up through center and over to blue line. Bit of a trip there, and he caught him. Paul Flash goes to score! Brian Passmore coming across in front of the net. Generals tie it. Just as there was going to be a penalty called on the far side.
Well, this is one of those ones where they try and line up a check, and one player steps out of the way, the other player can't get out of the way, and they sort of hit knees. They didn't quite hit knees on that one, but the trip was definitely evident. There was going to be a call on the play, and this will be a huge blow to the Generals if Ilya Demidov is out of the lineup for any period of time. There it is right there, and they may have caught knees on that one. Certainly Demidov went down hard. He got up favoring his knee. The flip side of all of this is a great goal by the forward Brian Passmore, who follows up and goes hard to the net like you're supposed to, and a nice feed across.
I think that was Brent Govro that fed that across in front of the net. I believe that was number 28, or it may have been Brad Ralph. I'm not just sure. Back on the point with Demidov. Govro able to keep it in on the point. Good job to get it over to Demidov. Demidov wide. Scores! Ilya Demidov from the point on a feed from Govro.
Great shot by Ilya Demidov, and I believe it did change directions on Scott Dellavedova, and those ones are tough, if not impossible, to stop. But a great shot by Demidov. This guy has been on fire. I mean, you look at the points, 14 there, make it 15 now. Here's the shot. I'm sure that one took off of somebody. It definitely changed directions on Dellavedova. And as I mentioned, those ones are almost impossible to stop. Number 20 was the culprit, Kurt McSwain. And
on this side, able to get it in the neutral ice area. And good job by Cullen. That's actually Corville. He winds up. That shot, Corville, Ian Corville! His first goal of the year, his first goal in a long time. Joel?
That's for sure. We've seen a lot of firsts around here lately. Of course, 2 games ago, we saw Ian Corville play his first game in 8 months. He's been out with injuries. And now his first goal of the 99-2000 campaign. This one, Scott Dellavedova got a piece of it. He thought he maybe had it. He did look behind him, and unfortunately, when he turned around, there was the puck falling into the net. He was helpless at that point.
Lees plays it back for Ralph. Unable to clear it out was Rowan. Ralph there to keep it in. Ralph back into the corner for Passmore. Comes right across to score. Nick Lees on the far side, wide open. A very costly penalty.
You have to be impressed with Nick Lees. If you're not, then you're not breathing. He's really come around as of late. That's his 3rd goal of the season now. Last night he was a scratch in Peterborough in front of his hometown fans. It was a real numbers game. The Generals had all of their forwards available. They elect to scratch Nick Lees, and now he comes back in his first game back after being a healthy scratch. Scores another big goal. This one probably icing it for the Oshawa Generals on this night. Great goal by Nick Lees at the right place at the right time. That's exactly what a goal scorer does. He goes to where the puck is going to be.
Plays it off to Rosenstrom on the far side, who's going to get it out the rest of the way. Hopton comes in over the blue line with a good move. Over for Reynolds. Reynolds with a shot to score! TJ Reynolds with his first goal here. Well, Joel, a lot of firsts tonight.
A lot of firsts all the livelong week. We saw Shane Frya score his first. We saw Ian Corville score his first. Jonah LaRue scores his first. And now TJ Reynolds getting in on, of course, all those goal scores that I mentioned didn't happen tonight. But 5-1 now. The wheels have really fallen off as far as the Brampton Battalion are concerned. The players are going to go over and tell Scott Dellavedova not to worry about this one. It couldn't be him to blame on this night, but the Oshawa Generals explode here in the 3rd period for 4 unanswered goals and now lead 5-1, 4:26 to go in the game. No, they're not. The 67s don't play tonight, so the Brampton Battalion will remain in 2nd place overall in the Ontario Hockey League, and you have to believe that they're for real watching them play tonight.
Rosenstrom off the faceoff, gets it out over the blue line off the skate of Corville. You can hear the fans counting the clock down. Flashback to get that puck, and the buzzer goes to end the 3rd period. 3rd period, Joel, which saw the Generals come out of a 1-1 tie to score 4 unanswered goals and skate away with a 5-1 win over the Battalion.
Right, and that's what I was getting at. The score, not necessarily indicative of the entire game. If you look at it, you'd think, oh, what a blowout, 5-1 over the Battalion. The Generals must have walked all over them. Not the case at all. This was tied at 1 going into the 3rd period. Generals exploded for a couple, and then the wheels sort of fell off for the Battalion. But certainly this game was very much evenly matched. That's what we expected going in, and I think that's what we got. There were some parts of the game where it got a little bit slow, even though the clock was winding down fast. But at the same time, I think overall an exciting game for the 3,200 fans in attendance.
What do you think Coach Stan Butler's assessment of Dellavedova will be after tonight's game? I know he thought he played a strong game last night. They shut out the Kingston Frontenacs 2-0, and Kingston got a lot of firepower with Zigomanis in the lineup and Avery. Maybe not so strong here tonight, but I'm not sure it would be totally his fault. There was maybe a couple of weak goals in that 3rd period.
I would fully expect to see David Chant in between the pipes for the Battalion in their next game. Having said that, I think Coach Stan Butler knows what he has, and he has an excellent 1-2 tandem as far as Dellavedova and David Chant are concerned. He can turn to either one of these guys on either night. They platooned last season, obviously in their inaugural season in the Ontario Hockey League. It didn't really matter. They weren't going to be winning hockey games. But this season, he can go with either guy. I think David Chant is his #1 guy, but at the same time, Dellavedova had a good performance last night. He said he would let him play until the bubble burst, and probably it burst tonight. I would expect to see Champ back in net next game.
You're right. Well, the final score here tonight from the Oshawa Civic Auditorium, the Oshawa Generals 5, the Brampton Battalion 1. On behalf of Sean Lackey, Joel Gallant, I'm Bob Benham. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching OHL Primetime on Rogers Television.